Hey Yahaira. Okay, so we are going to do your monthly outlook pretty much for the next month. I normally do them in the beginning of the month, but it honestly doesn't matter either way. So we'll look at it, say, from today um, until June 18th. I think today's May 18th. I have my day super off. But yeah, so it's a 6 card spread, as you saw. So it's just kind of like your outlook, something to release, something to reevaluate, something that you may have been neglecting, and then something to look forward to, and something that will help you heal. So let's get started. So we have Yahaira here today. I'm asking that you use me as a channel to deliver a message to her clearly and concisely. Spirit, I ask that only your divine energy shine through the cards for Yahaira. I ask that your divine wisdom gives her the best answer to guide her to her most likely and possible outcome. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Spirit. What is the overall energy for the month for Yahaira? Spirit, what is the overall energy of the month for Yahaira? Spirit, what is the overall energy of the month for Yahaira? The overall energy of the month for Yahaira. Overall energy of the month for Yahaira. Okay. Cool. Spirit. Alright, something to reevaluate, please. What is something that Yahaira should reevaluate, please? Okay. Something that Yahaira has been neglecting. Spirit, what is something that Yahaira has been neglecting? Something that Yahaira has to look forward to. Something that will help her heal. What is something that will help Yahaira heal? Please, Spirit. Something that will help Yahaira heal. What is something that will help Yahaira heal? Okay. I'm just gonna put that there. Okay, Yahaira. I get the sense right off the bat that you may be experiencing a very big change, a shift in energy, maybe just kind of a completely new start in something. At the bottom of the deck, and then just kind of an extra card that popped out here, you got the Death card and the Tower card. So the Death card is symbolizing a completely new start in something. It's talking about the end of a cycle. And the Tower pretty much talks about the same thing, but just a little bit more chaotic, right? So normally with the Tower card, it's a change that kind of came out of nowhere. The end of a major phase, but it may have come with a lot of chaos, maybe something that you weren't fully expecting, something that you weren't fully aware that was going to come. And so that's just kind of an overall here. So let's see what the other cards have to say. Here for the overall energy for the next month, you got the Magician rooted down by the Lovers. And so you may be calling in a love situation. You may have something, a relationship on your mind, something harmonious. Or it may also just kind of be asking you right now. So like the Magician card symbolizes somebody who is very versed in basically like making all of their dreams come true, right? He's somebody who has a very strong will, very strong mind. He is very he's very forward on taking action on his intentions and kind of bringing them in. And then when you have the Lovers card is it's a Gemini energy. But it also talks about bringing in a perfect relationship, right? It's just kind of like a really beautiful energy, alignment in your love and relationships. It talks about open communication, being definitely super honest with yourself or with a partner, getting clear about your values. And the Lovers also talks about who you want to be. How do you connect with others, what you will and won't stand for. And so it could very well be that if you have recently experienced a big change here, with the Death and the Tower card kind of both coming up, you may now be starting from scratch and you're being asked to really think about how you want to move forward. How do you, who are you going to be moving forward, right? Like to really sit down and think about it and really put this into action here. About how you're going to be, because if this isn't a love situation, like I said, it's also calling on you to just think about your choices, think about where basically you're going to go from here, right? For something to release within the next month, you got the Eight of Swords here, rooted down by the Judgment card. So the Eight of Swords here, if you can see, it's a woman. She may be suffering a little bit, right? I get the sense that the woman on the card kind of went through some things. She is definitely a little bit guarded now. She is isolating herself a little bit, kind of feeling a little bit blocked, a little bit fenced in. And it talks just kind of about our personal dilemmas and our problems. And if you really look closely at the woman in the card, she has these chains around her and she's kind of surrounded by these swords. But it talks about how overall, if she made the effort, she can definitely move on, right? So it kind of talks more a little bit about a self-imposed prison. And it's asking you to find focus and clarity. And really just kind of getting up and rescuing yourself, right? If there is indeed an issue going on right now, if there is indeed something, that you've been feeling trapped on, the Eight of Swords kind of calls on you to definitely just get up from that situation, and really kind of just get yourself out of that, right? And then you have it rooted down by the Judgment card. And so the Judgment card talks about, sorry, 1 second here. The Judgment card, sorry, it talks about embracing your higher level of consciousness. It's a leveling up, right? It's another card about choice, right? Just like the Lover's card was. So it seems right now that you may be being faced with a choice, and the choice could very much, it could possibly be due in your love life. It could talk just about your past. Kind of anything that hurt you or any situation that's kind of like forcing you to move on right now. The Judgment card also talks about learning from your past, and really moving forward here. And so if you're finding yourself in an energy where you're very stuck, if you're trying to recover from past hurts, or maybe you suffered some sort of setback here, right? And if this is recent or if this may be coming, it's definitely calling on you now to learn from this experience, right? To definitely take this and don't use it as an opportunity to just kind of, hold yourself back, or to almost like a self-pity thing, right? So it's really asking you now, share your stories with other people, get together with others, make sure that you're not staying there, okay? Because this is an energy that you want to release this month, and this is the one that's going to help you do it, right? So it's like, if you're kind of in a situation right now where you're lamenting about your past, or you're feeling trapped or feeling stuck in something, this is now asking you to tap into your highest self, tap into your strength, and come out of this energy. Something to reevaluate this month, you did get the Ten of Cups here. So the Ten of Cups is a very, it's a really beautiful energy. It's an energy of family. It's kind of that, it's the energy of, joy, harmony. It's another card that talks about the completion of a cycle. And so it says that, right now you have to work hard for peace and commitment. Love the one that you're with or the people around you, your family. Iron out any difficulties. It says that there could be it's kind of calling on you to get a sense of harmony within yourself so that you can rub it off on people around you, or even surround yourself with people who bring you more into a harmonious, into more of a harmonious situation. It says that with this card, normally happiness is actually closer than we think, but we kind of have to open up our eyes, and we have to definitely make sure that we're paying attention to that. And it invites you to look inside of yourself for the joy that you want right now. And whether that's with, like I said, family values, a sense of being at one with yourself, or even emotional fulfillment in a relationship. They want you to count your blessings now. They want you to look at the bright side of things. And so if indeed, like I said over here, if this is something to release and this is something that you're finding yourself stuck in, then this card is definitely asking you to reevaluate that energy and kind of come a little bit more into this. Like I said, it could be in a family situation, in a love situation, or just in yourself. You really want to try to find that happiness within, in order to kind of just move forward with whatever situation that you may find yourself struggling with. Something that you could have been neglecting, you got the Five of Wands here. And so the Five of Wands talks about, it talks about conflict, it talks about fighting, it talks about disagreements, competition. It says that you may find yourself caught in a battle and it's stopping you from moving on. It's stopping you from kind of moving forward with your goals. It's saying it's one of those energies where like everyone's kind of fighting to be heard right now, but nobody's listening to one another. And so if you have people around you who are just in disagreement with you, or if you're in disagreement with people right now, this card is definitely asking you to respect other people's opinions, to make sure that everyone's kind of getting their fair share of talking and of communication. It's also an energy where you may not feel like, you feel like you don't know where you stand right now. You are trying to defend yourself and it's just not working. Or you can very well be at odds with yourself as well. It could mean that, what you think you want or need isn't in accordance with what you truly need, right? So it's like kind of that want versus need, so it could be like, well, you have something on your mind right now and you're kind of right in this stuck energy of like, well, this is what I want, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do. But then this card is kind of also asking you, like, is this really what you want? Is this really kind of the energy that you want to be in right now? And to really, really take that into consideration. And so, like I said, so that one is, just kind of asking you, to make sure that you're very grounded right now. Make sure to stop battling with yourself and really, really think about what you want in life. And I think that within the next month, you'll have that power to do it because like this card here, right? Like I said, this card is about manifesting what you want, about really setting your goals and going for them, and to kind of stop that battle within. Okay, cool. So moving on. So something to look forward to this month, or within the next month, you did get the Seven of Swords. And so here, the Seven of Swords is an energy about finding your confidence to say no, right? It's definitely not a passive card. It is a little something more kind of like this one where it talks about arguing or maybe being in conflict with others or with yourself right now. And so it's asking you to, to stand your ground and assert your needs or rights. It says that it's time to learn how to say no rather than just continuously compromising with other people, and so it talks about, your inner demons, and just unconscious patterns of behavior, that are kind of coming up right now. And, really like your inner fears, right? This is another card kind of looking at that you may be in a battle with yourself right now. And it's time to kind of go within yourself and reevaluate what you want. what you really need, and to just keep on fighting, right? So like I said, if this energy is indeed, if something came up, or if something will be coming up within the next month, and you find your life changing and you're being resistant to that change, spirit is kind of just calling on you right now to just let it flow, let it happen, and really sit there and decide what you want, right? Decide where you're gonna move, and know inside of yourself, like I said, getting out of the energy of like, I want, I want, I want. Well, it's not really here about what you want. It's more about what you need now. Right? And there's definitely a difference there. Okay, so then for what's going to help you in this overall situation. So like I said, if you're in this stuck energy, if you just experienced a very unexpected change, or if you're looking at the end of some sort of cycle, and the cycle could very well be that it could very well be in just inviting yourself to stop fighting with yourself, right? If you find yourself in conflict with yourself, if you find yourself in conflict with other people, you definitely want to come out of that energy, and really just kind of start living this life of harmony, and happiness, okay? Because for what's going to help you heal, you got the Six of Cups rooted down by the Ace of Swords. So any Ace card in these decks are always about a new beginning, right? It's about turning over a new leaf, getting something started, even if it's just in your head, okay? So the Six of Cups energy is it's very sentimental. It's a very playful energy. It's acknowledging your inner child. There's two kids in the card, and they're sharing their little cups. They have flowers inside of it, and so it says that right now your inner child may need a little bit of attention. And our inner child is that little person that just stays inside of us, and sometimes they could have some issues. They're usually the ones keeping us in this stuck energy, right? Like, we throw tantrums when we're kids. We don't play fair with ourselves all the time. We don't always know how to move on from situations, and we definitely are very, very resistant to change when we're stuck in that energy. But on the flip side, right, she's inside of you no matter what, and you have that power in you to calm her down and put all of her fears at ease. And so in order to do that right now, it may be helpful, to think back on some of your better childhood memories, remember how it was to play without fear, self-doubt, and illusions, right? We kind of we turn into adults, and then we're jaded, right? I mean, the world it just keeps coming at us. We have work problems, relationship problems. We have different things, and it gets us in this very stuck energy, and we judge ourselves a lot, and we don't really know how to move on. And so this card is saying that in order to help yourself heal from this energy, you definitely want to get playful right now, right? You want to remember what it was to just live without fear, or know that you're protected, right? When you're a child, it's like you kind of always know that you're going to be taken care of for the most part, and so it's a very sweet energy. It's reminding you that yes, there's anger, there's hatred, there's violence in the world, but there's also forgiveness, and there's generosity, and anything that you give out will always come back to you. So definitely make sure that, and that goes for yourself as well, like if you're showing yourself a lot of love, if you have, if you're able to kind of move past things and, really nurture yourself, it will definitely pay off, right? And then with that being rooted down by the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords here talks about knowing what you're going to do from here on out, facing up to your reality. It's a card of truth and clarity, justice, honesty, right? And so something inside of you right now needs expression. You need to be completely honest with yourself coming up. You are ready to face your challenges. You do have that strength inside of you. And this card is just calling on you to acknowledge that. It's calling on you to believe in yourself. Don't doubt that you're ready to leap into action, and accept that you may have limitations, right? Accept that there might be setbacks here, but don't let them bring you down. you have a lot of cards, like I said here, that talk about conflict around you. Now, whether that's inside of you or around you. But here, it's like you're ready to cut through all of that, right? You're ready to kind of just get back to yourself, be yourself, surround yourself with really, really beautiful energy. And, you know, just kind of cut through all of the doubt and confusion that you have. You may, like I said, if this hasn't happened yet, if you may be going through something right now, but you know, anytime that we're faced with a challenge, we obviously have a choice, and our choice is very much so, you know, like we can stay stuck here, right? And we can kind of, you know, like I said, put ourselves in the self-imposed prison and, you know, just kind of feel sorry for ourselves, but realize that we can easily come out of this, and then cut through that and then just kind of really get into this beautiful energy, right? So Yahaira, I would say here overall, like I said, I think that within this next month, you definitely have this power inside of you here to create what you want, to create a very beautiful life for yourself, or to get out of, you know, whatever energy this brought on, whatever change happened, that kind of puts you in this Eight of Swords energy, you know, that just, it doesn't feel good, right? Change never feels good. Having to move on from things does not feel good, ever, I think, for any of us. But you are definitely being called right now to just bring yourself out of that energy with strength and with resolve. As I was shuffling the deck, you did, the strength card popped up a lot also on the bottom of the deck, and you know, that's also talking about your inner strength and your ability to overcome your obstacles. You know, you don't have to give up your control, not for yourself or anybody else, right? You have a lot more power here than you think, but you have to tap into that, and you have to realize how strong you really are. And you have to really get clear about what you are and what you aren't going to take in your life moving forward. And that's even from yourself. Like I said, sometimes we're our own biggest enemies. Don't take anybody like in constant battle with you. Do not take anybody who puts you down. Not even yourself, right? That energy goes more for yourself than for anybody else. Do not tolerate it. Make sure that you're very firm and that you're very clear, like I said, even with yourself here. You know, tap back into yourself, tap back into that self-love that you have for yourself here, and definitely make sure that you are standing strong with yourself, right? So that's kind of your overall guidance, your overall advice, just to something to look at for over the next month. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. Blessings to you. Take care, Yahaira. Thank you so much.